Tobacco Okonjo-Iweala was contained in a statement on Friday on the website of the U.S. Trade Representative titled Office of the United States Trade Representative Statement on the Director General of the World Trade Organization. The U.S. said it stood ready to engage in the next phase of the WTO process for reaching a consensus decision on the WTO Director General, adding the Biden administration looks forward to working with a new WTO Director General to find path forward to achieve necessary substantive and procedural reform of the WTO. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has welcomed the pronouncement from the ONU to the emergence of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO. A statement from the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says President Muhammadu Buhari welcomed the decision of the new U.S. administration to remove the last obstacle in the path of Dr. Okonjo-Iweala to becoming the first female and the first person of African descent to lead the organization. The statement reads, Nigeria and the entire African continent are happy about this new U.S. position, which signifies a shift and an important turnaround in the relations between our continent and the United States under the Biden administration. The statement adds that today, we see that the United States stands with Nigeria and Africa with acceptance of our widely respected citizen, Okonjo-Iweala, to lead the WTO. We look forward to working very closely with the new U.S. administration on this and all issues of common interest, especially in such areas as accelerated economic growth, fight against terrorism, and deepening process on development issues. In the same vein, former Minister of Finance Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has thanked Nigerians and President Muhammadu Buhari for their support following our emergence as the sole candidate for the top job at the World Trade Organization, WTO. She also extended appreciation to the United States government after the country endorsed her to become the Director General of the World Trade Body. Okonjo-Iweala, who was vying for the job with the Republic of Korea's Trade Minister, Yoo Myung-hee, showed gratitude via a verified Twitter handle. While the majority of the member countries of the organization had endorsed the Nigerian candidate, Ms. Yoo-hee had enjoyed the support of former U.S. President Donald Trump in a bid to become the WTO DG. On Friday, the Korean minister announced that she was abandoning the bid to lead the international trade body, leading to Okonjo-Iweala's emergence as the sole candidate for the job. Following the developments, the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative in a statement said, the United States takes note of today's decision by the Republic of Korea's Trade Minister, Yoo Myung-hee, to withdraw her candidacy for the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO. Now, away from the WTO, in marking the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, FGM, on Saturday, February 6th, by the Ogun State Governor's wife, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, who joined others world over to create awareness for the need to eradicate the ancient culture. Mrs. Abiodun added that the 2021 celebration with the theme, No Time for Global Inaction, Unite, Fund and Act to End Female Genital Mutilation, has been supported by Ogun State, which has also instituted a family support unit, spearheaded by the Ogun State Police Command to ensure prosecution of offenders of crimes related to gender violence. She reminded stakeholders that FGM must not be tolerated for any reason at any time or place, adding that the effects of this practice are detrimental to the progress and quality of life of women and girls, therefore must not be allowed to remain in society. Efforts through social campaign, legislation and policies like the Violence Against Persons Prohibition are actively working towards the eradication of female genital mutilation across the nation. Now, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has ordered security agents in the state to investigate the recent clash between herdsmen and farmers in Yewa area of the state that led to the loss of life and destruction of properties. In a press statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary Kule Shomori on Saturday in Abeokuta, Governor Dapo Abiodun has also set up a special task force that will maintain presence in all areas of the state prone to herdsmen and farmers conflict to maintain peace and quickly respond to any form of violence or crimes. Governor Abiodun, who gave the order in Abeokuta at the end of the State Security Council meeting, also directed that those behind the recent violence in Egua in Yewa North area, local government area of the state, will be brought to justice. While commiserating with the family of the deceased, Governor Abiodun also expressed his sympathy to those who lost their farmlands as well as cows during the unfortunate incident, while recalling the efforts of the state government to ensure the sustenance of the age-long peaceful coexistence between the local farmers and the herdsmen. The governor also convened an expansive stakeholders meeting to hold next week involving farmers, herdsmen and other stakeholders to bring about a lasting peace. Now, the Awujale and Paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono, has denied ever issuing a statement or commenting on the Sunday Igboho issue in some states. A statement from the Afi Awujale, signed by the monarch's personal assistant, Tunde Oladunjoye, described the news trending on social media as fake news. He added that the Awujale and Paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Dr. Sikiru Kayode Adetono, is a great patriot who at all times fully supports Yoruba's progress, development and aspiration. The statement also warned that nobody has the right to put anything in the news without the knowledge and consent of the palace. Now, on the 6th of February 1960, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina was born in Abeokuta, the defunct Western region, now Ogun State. In this special report, Peter Falomo chronicles the life and landmark achievement of the renowned economist and agricultural development expert. His report.
On the 6th of February 1960, the young Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina was born into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Roland and Eunice Adesina, who were into peasant farming in Abeokuta in the then old western region of Nigeria. His parents, who valued education at that time, enlisted him into a village school where he began his education pursuit that took him to the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in the field of agricultural economics with first-class honors. Akinwumi Adesina proceeded to Purdue University, Indiana, where he obtained his doctorate degree also in agricultural economics in 1988. In his working career, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina served as a senior economist at West African Rice Development Association in Burkina, in the then Ivory Coast, but now Cote d'Ivoire, between 1990 and 1995, and also worked as senior scientist at Rockefeller Foundation at the United States of America. Dr. Adesina, between 1999 and 2008, also served as representative and later became Associate Director, Foundation for Food Security at the Southern Africa area.
It's a very landmark way. I think it's not an exchange of love letters. It is a determination to work together and forge a strategic partnership very crucial to making sure that we fully unlock Africa's production capacity, but also capacity to process and add value to agriculture.
Between 2010 and 2015, Dr. Adesina became the Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture, and during the period, he was unanimously voted as the Man of the Year for his reformation in agriculture sector in Nigeria. His efforts in agricultural economics paid off, as he was recognized and appointed as one of the 17 global leaders to spearhead the Millennium Development Goals by the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon. Rising to stardom in his chosen career, Dr. Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina earned for himself several awards, which include the 2007 Yara Prize for the African Green Revolution in Oslo, capital city of Norway, 2013 Forbes African Person of the Year, 2015 Extraordinary Award from a private television station in Nigeria, the 2017 World Food Prize, amongst others. Married to Grace Adesina, the marriage is blessed with 2 children, Rotimi and Segun Adesina. Dr. Akinwumi Adesina is the current president of the African Development Bank, AFDB. Peter Falomo, OGTV News.
You're still watching OGTV Comprehensive News in English. More news and reports after the break. To join us again. Welcome back. The World Health Organization country's representative, Dr. Walter Mulumbo, says WHO has not disqualified any country in Africa, including Nigeria, in accessing COVID-19 vaccines. He reviewed this at a media briefing to debunk a media report that Nigeria and 9 other countries have been disqualified from accessing the COVID-19 Pfizer vaccines. The media briefing became necessary to set the record straight on the qualification and readiness of Nigeria in accessing the COVID-19 vaccines. The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, confirmed that Nigeria would be receiving 16 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines at the end of February, as against the 100,000 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine earlier expected. He said 4 countries that have got the vaccines already was due to high figure and mortality, as well as new strains recorded especially in South Africa and Cape Verde.
Able to store over 400,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine if these were brought to Nigeria. But beyond the Pfizer type COVID-19 vaccine, we have cold chain equipment that can keep vaccines between +2 and +8 all across the country.
The WHO representative, Dr. Walter, says Nigeria is one of the 9 countries certified ready to receive the Pfizer vaccine and amongst the 51 global countries, and so will be getting about 7 million doses of Pfizer vaccines in subsequent batches.
Of 1.2 million Pfizer doses was exceptionally high. COVAX received interest from 72 countries around the world, of which 51 countries were considered by the review committee ready. Nigeria was among the countries considered as ready.
Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency said that frontline health workers, elderly and those with underlying sicknesses would be getting the AstraZeneca vaccines first by the end of February, with assurance that the President and the Vice President would also be vaccinated when the vaccines arrive the country. Still on health, antenatal care and pregnancy care is the health care and support given to pregnant women in order to detect abnormality and preventable illnesses in both the mother and the unborn child. This also maintains the physical health and peace of mind of the expectant mother. In the special report, Olajumoke Oladipupo takes a look at the importance of antenatal care to expectant mother and the unborn child. Our report.
Antenatal care or prenatal care refers to the care that is administered to an expectant mother from the time conception is confirmed until the beginning of labor. It is a clinical assessment of mother and the fetus during pregnancy for the purpose of obtaining the best possible outcome for both mother and child. Antenatal clinic is necessary to prevent, detect, and manage the factors that can adversely affect the health of the mother and the baby.
Antenatal care is the care that we give to a woman from the first day of pregnancy to the last day of the delivery.
Antenatal care services are medical procedures and care that are rendered to a pregnant woman. And for that to occur, the pregnant woman needs to attend the clinic where medical staff can constantly check her health and that of the fetus.
According to medical experts, expectant mothers need to register for antenatal care as soon as they detect conception.
Day one of the pregnancy, immediately you discover that you are pregnant, you are due for registration for the antenatal care.
To those of our women that do not attend antenatal care, is a very, very pathetic case.
It can also help to prevent early complications in the mother, such as hypertension and diabetes, which, if not properly taken care of, can dramatically affect the fetus. It can also help the woman to know the adequate nutrition, vitamins, and calories she needs to consume per day for her health and the growth of the baby.
It is during the antenatal session that expectant mothers will know the condition of their babies, check blood level, know the appropriate diet, and correct possible deficiencies.
Because when they come for antenatal care, some tests are carried out, some physical examinations are carried out, some blood tests are carried out, and some clinical tests are carried out to know the condition of the mother and the baby inside.
It can help the woman to understand delivery process and also the signs of pregnancy and childbirth. Care for your life and your new family with the right antenatal care.
They advised expectant mothers, especially those who ignore medical care for quacks, not to risk their lives, as some of the prescriptions can affect the unborn child or even cause future abnormalities. Olajumoke Oladipupo, OGTV News.
Involvement of Nigerian youths in productive industries through the promotion of small-scale industries with other lucrative businesses will go a long way in checkmating high rates of nefarious activities in the society. This was the submission of those who spoke with OGTV News on the increasing wave of crimes being perpetrated across the country. Peter Falomo reports.
With 60 years of her political independence and over 2 decades of uninterrupted democracy, curbing the challenges of Nigeria's internal security system has been giving the country's leadership serious concern, with other sundry problems confronting the nation. Those who spoke with OGTV News identified challenges of crimes as primarily emanating from the combination of multiple adverse environmental situations, which according to them include socio-economic challenges, cross-cultural and territorial invasion by foreigners, as well as child upbringing in a divorced family.
I will put it firstly on the complete breakdown of our value system. You find out that nowadays people do not want to start from the scratch again. People want to start climbing, the stairs from the top, and that is one of the things that has actually, led our youths into where we have found ourselves today.
And then one of the factors contributing to this is seeing the youth committing crimes. The higher percentage of crimes being committed, are linked to our youth. Is this single parenting of a thing.
While analyzing some of the spillover effects of crimes on socio-economic development in the society, respondents said causes and effects are widely varied, noting that some are short-term, while others could flow into lifelong effects.
We now have a population of youths that have gone haywire, a population of youths that have, lost all sense of decorum, all sense of control. And that is having a very negative effect on both the economy and our social standing as a country. We now have hoodlums everywhere at, little provocation. You have people either, killing, maiming, kidnapping for ransom and all that.
Involvement of critical stakeholders in the society in the collaborative efforts with security apparatus was identified as a way of checkmating the increasing wave of crimes in the society.
If the government can give VGN the power, the backing of involving the security activities in the state, all over the country, we know who is who.
And those DCDA chairmen in our various communities, they know these perpetrators in our society. So when they now see it as their duties now to report to the appropriate quarters, get them arrested, investigate their activities, so this thing will be reduced.
They added that the leadership of the country would also need to step up strong motivation to create, find and implement policies that could be instrumental to increasing job availability, thereby bringing unemployment to a minimum level. Peter Falomo, OGTV News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps says it will soon commence the enforcement of the uniform color for school buses in the Federal Capital Territory. FRSC FCT Director Commander Mr. Gora Wobin disclosed this on Saturday in Abuja during a stakeholders town hall meeting with school proprietors. The town hall meeting was organized by the Lube Unit Command of the FRSC, headed by its commander Mr. Amen Adewale. Wobin said that the move became necessary for easy identification of school buses by the FRSC, adding that it will all go well for proprietors to paint their school buses in the approved color. According to him, there is a prototype of the color at the headquarters of the FRSC, while advising them to check in order to be sure of the approved color. He said that the identification of school buses was key, noting that the FRSC had to intercept a bus with kidnapped school children, with the driver claiming they were going on an excursion. The sector commander added that if it were to be a uniform-colored bus, the Corps would have been able to detect immediately. He then urged the proprietors to ensure a uniform color for their school buses. On the foreign scene, Myanmar's military ruler have shut down the country's internet as thousands of people joined the largest rally yet against Monday's coup. A near total internet blackout is in effect, with connectivity falling to 16% of ordinary levels, said the monitoring group NetBlocks Internet Observatory. In the main city, Young, crowds chanted, "Military dictator, fall, fall, democracy, win, win." Police, with riot shields, have blocked the main roads into the city center. The internet shutdown happened hours after the military had blocked access to Twitter and Instagram to stop people mobilizing for protest. Facebook had been banned a day earlier. Many users had evaded the restriction on social media by using virtual private networks, but the more general blackout severely disrupted that. We shall not have the weather forecast for tomorrow. And before we go, let's remind you that when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Also, don't forget that you can now watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website, which is www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And that's it on our comprehensive news package for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olayinka Shodunke. Have a good night.
protect you, you protect me.
I protect you,
you protect me.
I protect you,
you protect me.
The face mask has dual purpose. First, it stops you from infecting the other person by catching your droplets. And it stops you from infecting yourself by touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. I protect you, and you protect me. Wear your face mask.
This message was brought to you by the Ogun State Government.